Coming to you live from the rinks in Oppog, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan alongside social media extraordinaire, though he is behind the camera tonight doing his best Rin Shimano impression. That is Gabe Takuri. Got a great slate of games for you on this Friday night, beginning with Northport Huntington taking on Longwood at the freshman level. Longwood and Northport Huntington had opposite opening games early on in the schedule. In terms of results, a 7-0 win for the Lions against Connecticut Sayville and a 7-0 loss for the Tigers of Northport Huntington to Kings Park Comac KPC. We'll see if the level of competition they play, because we don't know so early in the season, if that is what was to blame. Like, is KPC really that good of a team? Or maybe is Connecticut Sayville not quite there? And will Longwood and Northport Huntington have a good battle? That's what is so fun about early on in the season. We have no idea who the great teams are, who are not just yet. Either way, great action is ahead for all of you fine folks at home. Did not come down to the rinks for this game tonight. Can't say I blame you. It's pretty chilly in here. Don't sell that to Gabe. Gabe would be rocking shorts, I'm sure, if he wanted to. As we're counting down the time here in warm-ups, nearly just there's the buzzer. So we should have an anthem coming up soon. Starting lineups will be as well. In that opening game, Cesar Aravena for Longwood. 2 goals and an assist, 3 points leading the way for the Lions. A goal and an assist in that opening game, including a power play goal for Brewer Spinella. On the other side of the ice, obviously getting shut out in their opening game. No goals to report, but plenty of absences on this starting lineup. See if any of those players come in. But a player who's definitely not coming in is Aiden Dowling, who will be suspended for this game for the Tigers. So starting lineup, starting goaltenders, we'll get into that on the other side of the anthem, which should be coming your way in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, here and only on LI Sports Network. Oh, my apologies, folks. Looks like we're skipping the anthem here tonight, and we're going to drop the puck right away. And why not? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light, we are underway. Early possession for Northport Huntington. Come into the offensive zone. Your starting goaltenders for the game for Northport Huntington, Matthew McCartney. As a chance for Northport Huntington, nothing gets going as they look to get a shot on goal onto Malcolm Sherman. Meanwhile, chance the other way for the Lions. They can't get a shot on. Great defensive effort made by Northport Huntington's Caden Thomas Martin. CTM showing up early in the defensive column. Meanwhile, the other way, it's Andrew Kahn pushing the agenda for the Tigers, rolling it around to the other side where Ryan Guzzo get attempt to make a play on it. Comes up the near side. Out of the zone. Lions clear. It's Vernillo. Vernillo unable to get it into the offensive zone. Puck comes back into the Lions' end. Luke Lamacchia weaves his way out of the zone, into the neutral zone. Now into the O-zone with speed. Lamacchia, wrister low, stopped and held by the Tigers' netminder, Matthew McCartney. So that stops the clock, 13:41. And 7-0 win for Longwood, 7-0 defeat for Northport Huntington in their opening games. Face off to the left of McCartney, up for grabs. Northport do grab it. Try to move it out of the zone. That was Jackson Beal. And now skating in with it, Ryan Hahn. Hahn, drop pass. Quescu fires it down the wall back to Hahn. Hahn trying to play it around Lichmansky. And Brianna Lichmansky. Good defensive play. She gets double teamed. Puck rolling back behind Sherman. Reversed back to Lichmansky. She falls down, but able to slide the puck to a teammate. Trying to get out of the zone. Fredrickson took a big hit. Dished out, I believe that was Finn Reynolds wearing 19. Pass intercepted. Good read by Ryan Fredrickson. That wrist shot from Fredrickson goes to wide to the left of goaltender McCartney. Northport Huntington attempting a breakout. And they will by virtue of Beal. Beal to the line. Chipping it in. Played back Connor Fry. Unable to control. Lichmansky comes out, runs into her own teammate, Nolfo. And now back into the Northport Huntington end of the ice. Ava Spradell has the puck. And Spradell tries to chip it to a teammate, snuffed out by Carter Vernillo. Board battle right out in front of us. Lichmansky, Vernillo involved. That was John Lichmansky. Longwood possessing the O-zone, centering feed. Great stick from McCartney to break it up. And taking it away with authority, Nicholas Tiso. Tiso playing it back. Quescu. His pass intended for Fry. Intercepted, and now Booz will take it over. It's Raymond Booz for Longwood. Vernillo turns it over. Now Brianna Lichmansky carries in 1-on-3. Tries to take it to the backhand. Staying with her, Ryan Hahn. Puck still along the near side corner. And making a nice play on it. Taking it away. Center, putting it back to the blue line where it eventually comes out of the zone. John Lichmansky wearing number 12. Back the other way, Andrew Kahn rifles it around. Trying to make a play on it at the blue line was CTM. Instead, it's John Lichmansky carrying it in on the left wing side. Lichmansky hounded from behind by Caden Thomas-Martin. We'll play it back to the blue line where it's Fandon. Chance the other way. It's a breakaway. In is Kahn. Kahn stopped by Sherman. Oh, great stuff. Opportunity, first big one of the game to Northport Huntington, and Andrew Kahn, a breakaway. Pumped the little skate pump fake, but ultimately just ran out of track. And Sherman holding strong between the pipes. Didn't fall for any of the antics from Kahn. Along the near side glass. couple of Northport Huntington Tigers ran into each other there, but crisis averted. Puck out of the zone. Right back in. Come Longwood. Long shot finds its way into the glove of McCartney. He'll cover up. With 9:46 to go in the first period, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Gabe DeCurry on the cam. And check us out on social media where Gabe really excels, putting together some stories for us and everything else. Player profiles of the glove save made by McCartney right off the draw. That's at LI Sports Network on Instagram and wherever else you get your social medias. I get mine on Instagram. Get treated to last night's best as well. Tons of other great stuff. Check us out at LI Sports Network. Face off, one, fired wide. Great chance off the draw for Longwood. And that was Crispin with the rip. That just went wide. Brian Dillon pitches it ahead, back into the Northport Huntington zone, but that's where they regain control. Look to chart their way into the neutral zone and breaking out and doing so with authority. Finn Reynolds. Reynolds gets ran into by Fredrickson. And that breaks up that rush attempt. Meanwhile, Lamakia, but they're offside. Yeah. Unable to jump back onside that time. Looked like it was Crispin. Involved in a bit of a collision, and then he had a... I don't think he thought his teammate was coming up into the zone with speed that time and didn't really sense the urgency to hop back onside. Face-off controlled by Northport Huntington, and Andrew Hahn had a breakaway earlier in the game. Flipped and intercepted in the neutral zone. Tiso, he gets bumped by Crispin and went down. Bunched, a combination of bumped and crunched. Meanwhile, shot score! Opening the scoring for Longwood, it's Luke Lamakia. 1-0 Lions. So it is Longwood that strike first. One nothing. See how Northport Huntington respond off the rush from Luke Lamakia for Lamakia, his second goal of the season. And Luke's got it here again. Skating with speed through the neutral zone. Lamakia on the backhand. Shot save made by McCartney. McCartney got the better of it that time. The goal right now listed as unassisted at 8:42. Luke Lamakia opening the scoring here tonight. Face-off. Won by Northport Huntington, kept alive at the blue line by the Lions. But now the puck into the neutral zone. John Lechmansky had it for a moment, lost it. Taken from behind, a good play made by Finn Reynolds. He's been prominent early on in this one. He's got it here, Reynolds. Looked like he tried to pass it, nobody home for the Tigers on the left wing side. Now fired on goal, stopped by McCartney. McCartney with a couple of Lions in the vicinity. Lucky it wasn't turned over, and Cipriani takes over in the neutral zone. Sauces a pass to Brianna Lechmansky. She'll drop one for Vanillo. Vanillo weaving through traffic. It slid it just wide. John Lechmansky on it. Dancing in the corner around Finn Reynolds. Lechmansky, good little stick provided by Jackson. Beal took it away, and now Fry, Connor Fry, into the zone. Bumped by Cipriani along that far wing. What a hit! Oh my! Meanwhile, the other way, a chance just missed. Opportunity for Bryce Renee. And it's on and covered by McCartney. And, oh, they bump the goalie after the whistle. That's always cause for a gathering, and you can't do that in hockey. I was watching a reel on Instagram of this guy was trying to explain like why you should watch hockey and just like the little quirks of hockey. And one of the things he brought up was that you can't touch the goalie. Never touch the goalie. If you touch the goalie, you'll find out quickly why you don't do that. And that's true of hockey at all levels, whether it be on the ice, on the deck, or at the roller rink. Beer League to DVL. Meanwhile, solid move, weaving in and out, passes on, the shot just wide. Great rush up the ice. That was Tiso. Falling down on the near side corner was Guzzo. Meanwhile, that shot denied by Sherman. First real test in quite some time. Quescu keeps it alive. Poked along, but on the backhand of Andrew Kahn, so really couldn't pull a trigger. Sharp angle try, blocked, deflects wide. Kahn back on it behind the net. Looking over his options. We'll try to flip it back to the point, but it's sniffed out and chipped out of the zone. Good defensive play made by Raymond Booz. Brianna Lichmansky will bank it to herself along the left wing side. It's taken over, however, by Tiso. And Nick Tiso, drop pass, nobody home. And fired out by Lamacchia. Deflected on its way down, no icing. Quescu will backhand around the boards. Fredrickson is the first on it, though, and he'll flip it right back in. Quescu takes it over behind his own net. We'll try to fire it out the near side. And it will trickle out of the zone into the neutral zone where Cipriani tried to make a play on it. Nearly turned it over. Again, it was Guzzo in the area for the Tigers. Tiso trying to will his way ahead with it. Back into the Tiger zone to the line and out there, making a change are Northport Huntington. And that's fired on the wrong side of the red line all the way down. Will be an icing against the Longwood Lions. Interesting, I'm looking at Crispin's jersey. It is Tim Crispin. That's what it says on the back of his jersey. It says Tim Crispin, the first name and last name. So making no mistake from upstairs here in the broadcast booth. It's not Timothy, it's Tim. Face-off to the right of Sherman is won cleanly. Great face-off win by Finn Reynolds, but unfortunately, his defenseman wasn't able to get to it. That was Caden Thomas Martin. And nice dangles and drawing a penalty, making a play from his belly. That was Longwood's Brian Dillon. The right shot defenseman made a couple of nice moves, breaking out of his zone. Draws the tripping call. The guilty party, Jackson Beal, will flip his way over into the penalty box. You get a nice look at Beal there from our cameraman, Gabe. And thus our game's first power play will go to the away team. That is a quick shot off the draw, denied. Great save made by McCartney. First power play of the game to Longwood, and it'll quickly turn into a 5-on-3. And it was a bit late on the hit. That was Reynolds. So Finn Reynolds to the box. It'll be a 5-on-3 for Longwood for 1 minute and 43 seconds. So let's adjust the time here. So 1:43. Oh, there's Gabe showing us everything we need to know. Game clock down to 4:15. Boom. Face off to the left of McCartney. Huge moment of the game for Longwood. Chance to extend their 1-0 lead. Lamacchia. 1 goal already. Across, Dillon. Rister deflects up and over. John Lichmansky wheeling at the circle. Trying to make a move. Great play to break it up. Quescu doesn't clear it out too far, though, as Lamacchia took it back. Deflects beneath the goal line. Quescu and Lamacchia do battle. It's Lamacchia who wins it. Gains control along the near side. Back to John Lichmansky. Rips it down the wall. Back to Lamacchia. Quickly greeted by Quescu. Great play there by Quescu. And now a clearing attempt for the Tigers will succeed in sending it down the ice, or at least into the neutral zone. And now a great play on the backhand, trying to force it to the front of the net, and doing so. Great penalty killing from Andrew Kahn. So 46 seconds left of 5-on-3 penalty time before a 5-on-4 will occur. Face off to the left of Sherman. So nearly out of the woods. Northport Huntington. Vernillo brought it in, shot, right pad save, and no rebound given up by McCartney. Well, he's been excellent thus far here in the first period. He's kept it just at a 1-goal edge for Longwood. Huge opportunity for Longwood. Tiso grips and rips it down the ice. A sputtering puck will be greeted by Sherman in the far corner, as trying to quickly get back into the zone and try to take advantage of this 5-on-3 or Longwood. Lamacchia, lead pass. Fredrickson enters the zone onside. Fredrickson. Rister scores! Fredrickson with a rip from the far circle makes it 2-0 Lions. One more time. Fredrickson. Boom. Top shelf. Picked a corner. As Rick Jennerat would say, where mama keeps the cookies. And that allows a 24-second, which I will adjust on the fly here. 24-second power play. Has a little over 2.5 minutes, or just under 2.5 minutes remain in the first period. It is now 2-0 Longwood. Tigers, in search of their first goal of the season and a much-needed response, are in the zone. Huge hit dished out by Ava Spradell, and I think she's going to go for a penalty here. And she doesn't seem to like the call. A little bit of, what, who, me? Me? What'd I do? Oh. That's who's going. And live stats will inform me that roughing is the reason. They had killed off what was left of the power play, so it is just a 2-minute power play. Third of the game for Longwood. They're 1 for 2. Again, shooting themselves in the foot are the Tigers with the penalties. Dillon, little shake and bake into the offensive zone. Dillon, puck briefly left behind him, but still they established its own, at least for the moment, but Cipriani couldn't hold in. Will bank it off the near boards to John Lichmansky. Fires it back to Cipriani. Banked into the zone. No icing here. First on it for the Tigers, and attempting to clear by wrapping it around is CTM, Caden Thomas-Martin. Fired to the red line, and that's where it's handled. Oh, dangerously so, and nearly a break the other way for Finn Reynolds. Reynolds tight on Vernillo. Vernillo gets crunched by Reynolds into the near boards and fired out of the zone by CTM. Cipriani dancing in the near corner. Fires it over the stick of Quescu and down. So because he tried to play it, no icing. McCartney almost in a bit of trouble there. Sends it along the far side and Fired right back down by the Tigers. Just 27 seconds left on this power play. 30 seconds now left in the first period. A 2-0 Longwood Lion lead. There's your alliteration for the day. Good move at the offensive blue line by Andrew Kahn. Dillon sending it across. Final 7 seconds. And the power play has expired. 1 for 3 tonight, our Longwood on the player advantage. And as for the first period, it has come to a close. 2 up on the board for Longwood as they lead it by that score. 2-0 after 1. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. There's our graphic as we've come to the end of the first. Second period is on its way and will be so in just a moment. So we'll see you there for the second. Welcome back to the Rinks and Oppog. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Gabe DeCurry. And what's going on here? There we go. Longwood, a chance. And a good stick in the lane provided by Andrew Kahn. It's 2-0 at the end of 1 here at the start of the second. Chance for Longwood to extend that lead to 3. And it's taken out of harm's way by Tiso. Tiso gets moving through the neutral zone. We'll take it along the right wing side. Tiso on the backhand. Hits the brakes. Sends LaMacchia flying. Wrist shot toward the front of the net. Blocked. Blocked down in front. A good block by Longwood's Raymond Booz. Meanwhile, a shot right pad save made off of Rene. Bryce Rene. To the blue line. That shot blocked. Right onto the stick of Booz. He couldn't put it through. Fired back along to the near side where it's held in by Dillon. The wrister hits a couple of Tigers out in front, plays a bit of pinball before it finds its way to the far corner. Back on the stick of Dillon, and that shot deflected, hit the blocker of McCartney and goes wide. All Lions to start. Another right pad stop made by McCartney. And now, finally, the Tigers. They clear it out. It's Tiso trying to go outside inside. He could not. So they'll reset by putting it back to the blue line. And the defense will try to navigate their way through the neutral zone into the O zone. On the stick here of Caden Thomas Martin. Big collision. And that will get the ref's attention. And we might just have an offside here. A penalty filled first. Well, for the Tigers anyway. 3. Longwood struck once. Power play goal provided by Ryan Fredrickson. Brian Dillon picking up an assist on that goal. For Fredrickson, his first goal of the season. Kwescu. Puck is on the right shot defender's stick. Sauced it ahead to be played on further by Connor Fry. Hits the blue line, and that's where he's sent backwards along with the puck. Kwescu back on it. circling away from a forechecking player being Booz. Here's a long wrister, left pad stop made by Sherman, and Sherman content to hold. Again, here, first of 3 tonight, starting in the freshman division. Longwood, Northport, Huntington. It's a Battle of Smithtown after this. They're 2 JV teams, blue and red, will square off against one another. And then EI, East Islip, taking on Smithtown Hauppauge varsity. That should be a good one. Brianna Lechmansky's pass for John Lechmansky, a bit too far. Brianna will hop on it here. At the blue line, spinning out of a forechecking Beal, gets space, right circle shot goes wide. Quescu, good stick. Playing it away from Crispin, Tim Crispin. Puts one out in front, they score! Fired in by Ryan Fredrickson, his second of the night. And it's 3-0 Longwood. Here's the pass from Tim Crispin. Taking on the backhand in the slot. Backhand to forehand to the back of the net. Second of the night, Ryan Fredrickson. And as I mentioned, Fredrickson, it's his first game of the season. Has 2 goals. That ties him now for the team lead with Cesar Aravena, who's not in the lineup tonight. The Tigers, still in search of goal number 1 of the season, find themselves in a 3-0 hole. The official carrying the puck will skate to the near side. Longwood players have engaged in discussion. A thumbs up from Northport Huntington defenseman Ryan Hahn to his goaltender McCartney. And McCartney, who is taking a swig of whatever is in his bottle, I assume water, maybe Gatorade, maybe Powerade, who knows. Gave him a thumbs up back. Anyway, Cipriani flings one to the far boards, or it finds its way onto a Northport Huntington stick. Ryan Guzzo briefly hampered. Now back, it is Andrew Kahn. Crispin takes over. Nice little dangle from CTM. On for the shot, they score! Their first of the year, Andrew Kahn. From a great feed. It is 3-1. Here's the play, watch the backhand. Beautiful pass. And Kahn does the rest, posting in. Northport Huntington are on the board in the game and in the season, 3-1. I'll await the official word, but it should be an assist for Caden Thomas Martin. Meanwhile, Tim Crispin looking for a response, intercepted by Spraudel, and puts it into the neutral zone. Pass, it's blocked. There it again, shot, helmet save made by Sherman on Finn Reynolds. As Northport Huntington looking to make some noise about midway through the second period. Well, 3 minutes and 55 seconds through, so not quite midway. Assist is yet to be awarded on the Kahn goal. I'll fight for Caden Thomas Martin to pick up an apple on that one. Meanwhile, face off to the right of Sherman. One by Northport Huntington, but good defensive play made by Gnolfo. And Gnolfo past Booz on the stick of Renee. That shot just goes wide. It was low blocker. Just missed. Lamacchia picking it up in the neutral zone, spinning with it. Lamacchia trying to bust his way through on the stick of Gnolfo. Centering feed, hoping for Lamacchia. Broken up by Quescu. To the line, not out, held in by Dylan. Quescu back on it. Will backhand it around to the near side. Why not try the near side? Far side didn't work. And Fry will clear it, centering feed. Nice play, Reynolds on the near circle. Puts one back across, and Jackson Beal had a great look. The puck slid past his stick to the blue line. Fired wide by Quescu. Around it comes and backhanded around by Fry. Here's Andrew Kahn. Kahn to the net. Save made. Sherman doesn't know where it is. It's underneath him somewhere. He's got it. With 10:04 left here in the second period. Face off to the left of Sherman. 50-50 draw that is ultimately scooted out of the zone by Ignolfo. Tigers fail to touch up right away. Now they have gotten themselves onside, but plenty of time for Dylan to muster a breakout. Dylan down the near wall. Tries to pull it out in front. Eventually off the net. It does. But onto the stick of Tiso. Briefly was stopped from getting out of the zone. And now Andrew Kahn takes it away and moves in. Kahn, long shot. Denied by Sherman. In the corner, it's Kahn centering one on the backhand, but nobody available in the high slot. Rene trying to spring forward. Booz does. Booz with speed into the zone. The shot. Save made. Rebound. They score. Nolfo put in the rebound off the shot from Booz. It's 4-1 Longwood. Here's the rush from Raymond Booz. Save made. The rebound. Oh, tough break for McCartney, as it was underneath him, but he was out of his, near the top of his crease. He wanted to go back inwards more, and understandably so, but in doing so, left the puck available to be hammered into the net, and thus 4-1 Longwood. Can the Tigers, they'll need a response to make it a 2-goal game once more. Do they have another in them? With 9 minutes now to go here in the second, held in by Spreadell at the right blue. However, it's chipped past. Quescu getting back on defense. Lichmansky, John, now Brianna over the net. Flashing the leather, maybe getting a piece of it, McCartney. Quescu, ahead, another breakaway chance. Finn Reynolds is in, Reynolds shot, scores! No too many moves this time, he went with the little flip. It's 4-2, Northport Huntington only trailing by 2. Here it is, watch. Whoop. Nice move. Good finish from Finn Reynolds. Longwood back in their defensive zone, trying to make a play on it. Comes out of the zone, hustling back with speed and beating Lichmansky to the puck was Quescu. He'll fire it around. Jackson Beal is there. Beal has it wrestled away by Brianna Lichmansky. Down the wall, trying to make a play on it for Longwood, Ryan Fredrickson. Instead, Quescu takes it over. Quescu rushed through the neutral zone, has it now on the forehand. On the far circle, Quescu centering feed, and a glove save made Sherman. As that went the other direction in which he was going, worth another look. Gabe was all over it. Watch here. Boom, there's the glove. So battling traffic as well in front on that last one, Sherman. Puck still in the Longwood end of the ice. Brianna Lichmansky trying to work it out of trouble. Instead, gives it up to Tiso. Tiso inside, outside shot. Save made. Sherman doesn't know where the rebound is. It's in the near corner. Tiso going to work on Cipriani, and a couple of, and some hacking and whacking behind the play, and the ref, I think, got both. He's pointing to both players, and both, I believe, will go here. Players in question being Ryan Guzzo for Northport Huntington, and that is Ryan Fredrickson for Longwood. If your name's Ryan, you're in the box this time around. My name's Ryan. I'm not in the box, though. The press box that I am in. Though not much of a box, it's more of a platform. A platform with no heat, unlike the stands here, which do have heaters. Not sure if they do much. Well, we'll stay even aside. Even at 5-on-5, it would appear, yes. So we'll stay 5 aside. Coincidental minors to both Ryans in the box. Long shot stopped by Sherman. Lamacchia trying to speed his way down the near side. Lamacchia prevails into the zone. Wrist shot, it scores! It snuck through McCartney and into the back of the net for his second of the night for Lamacchia. Probably one McCartney would want back. Luke Lamacchia makes it 5-2 Longwood. Every time Northport Huntington have drawn within 2, it appears Longwood re-extend the lead. They've done it twice now, making 3-1, 4-1, and now 4-1, 4-2 to 5-2. Held in by Booze. Ahead now. Northport Huntington. Tiso getting it out. Past Dillon. Dillon must skate back for it. Tiso and Finn Reynolds providing forecheck support. Lamacchia crunched into the boards. Kahn trying to take it back. Could not. Reynolds will go for a change. Beal is out there with Kahn and Tiso. Cross corner flip will actually come on goal in a right pad stop. Made by Sherman. Nice move to get out of the corner by Tiso, but he's rejected from in front of the net by Lamacchia. Turned over at the line, Tiso, but Lamacchia stopping his breakaway bid. Lamacchia now with a breakaway bid of his own, and oh! Hello, glove of McCartney. As he gets a little head pat from his defender, it's worth another look. Lamacchia looking for the hat trick. Nice move to get into space. Looks like he's giving, oh, no. I'm not giving you glove side. I'm taking it away. Taking it away with authority. Face off to the left of the Tigers netminder. Good pass through the neutral zone. Kahn. Comes out in front, right on the stick of Booze. So Jackson Booze. With Renee to his right. Booze shot blocked by Quescu. Quescu and Spreadell both arrive to the puck. Quescu fires around. Lechmansky chips it down the wall, and now it's spun out of the zone by Beal. Will it have enough for icing? It will. And so we'll drop the puck back down. That appears to the right of McCartney. With 5:05 left here in period number 2. (5-2) Longwood. They've led it all the way through since the opening goal. Face off one in the defensive end by Northport Huntington. It's Finn Reynolds marching his way in. Play, I think Reynolds might have thought he was offside, but the official never said he was. So he retreated back into the neutral zone, only for it to be onside. He's got it here, pokes one, hoping to get that pass over to Fry, pardon. Longwood. Take it back. Past Renee. Onto the stick of Quescu. Quescu fans on the rip-around attempt. Now comes to Beal, and Beal spins it out of the zone. Back the other way. Longwood. Nearly a great spinning backhand chance, but it went wide, or maybe getting a piece of it there was McCartney. Back the other way, at least for a moment. Now Fredrickson at the line, prevented from getting any further into the zone, at least for the moment, by Spradell, but now nearly did. Skidded out the other way by Quescu. Quescu. Met by Lechmansky. Tries to retrieve it. Big collision on the other side of the net. And that will be a penalty. And I believe that'll be against Longwood. First power play of the game, if so, for Northport Huntington. And there we see Fredrickson to the box. So with 3:32, or technically 3:33, left in the second period, a power play attempt and another attempt for Northport Huntington to come back to within 2. Face off to the right, or pardon, to the left of Sherman was won by Longwood. Can they clear Dillon? Passing it across, Tissot intervenes in the neutral zone though, so they must touch up. Tissot is in. Tissot trying to get around Dillon. Dillon sticking out that stick. Banks it for Kahn, returns it to Tissot, back to Kahn. Had a hard time settling it down, and now it's fired all the way out by Longwood and Brian Dillon. McCartney will stop it in behind. Quescu. Up the wall, Tissot. Northport Huntington struggling to formulate a crisp zone exit at the moment. Finally, they get it over to Guzzo. Guzzo to Tissot. Tissot trying to get around Dillon, and Dillon takes it away. And Dillon stops behind his own net, settles it down, looks to fire it out, and it's held in at the line. Chance for Northport Huntington, a rip and a glove save made Sherman. Taken away down low by the Tigers. Andrew Kahn backhanding one, it comes to the near side. Fired to the line and unable to hold in this one was Ryan Hahn. McCartney all the way out to stop it, puts it on the stick of Caden Thomas Martin. Around Finn Reynolds, can't handle the bouncing puck, and Tim Crispin will send it in. Joined by John Lechmansky. He's boxed out by Reynolds. Kept alive by Lamacchia. And 2 seconds in 1, the power play expires for Longwood. So nothing doing on that power play, but Finn Reynolds with Lamacchia falling down, deked right into the fallen Lamacchia. Reynolds, oh man, I want that one back. Meanwhile, Dillon, nice. Deke into the zone, centers a pass out in front, and unable to pull the trigger was Fredrickson right from the box. Thomas Martin clears. Reynolds hustling after it with Lamacchia. And onside are Northport Huntington. I thought that was off, but it was onside, say the officials. Nevertheless, it's out of the zone for Longwood. Fredrickson walks. Fredrickson, a wrist shot, he scores. That's a hat-trick goal for Ryan Fredrickson, who's made his freshman division debut tonight. Makes it 6-2 in favor of the Lions. And the famous words of Daft Punk one more time. So we'll take another look. And gripping it and ripping it upstairs, blocker side on McCartney. 6-2 with 40 seconds left here in the second. Fredrickson, who has made 2 trips to the box, has as many goals in the goal column. That'll potentially make it up, wouldn't it? One of those penalties was coincidental. Meanwhile, Quescu trying to get things going for Northport. Huntington survives the check. That shot at the bar! Out of the zone, unable to keep it was Spradell. Chance the other way. Booze was ahead of the blue line, though, so offside called. With 9.3 left here in the second. Still don't have the third Fredrickson goal updated. Let's refresh the page, see what that does. Meanwhile, he'll drop the puck. Final seconds, second period. Nope, still don't have it, but we know it. Ryan Fredrickson, his hat-trick goal makes it 6-2 as Longwood put 3 more goals up on the board as we've come to the end of the second period. 6-2, Longwood lead it as we get ready for the third. Coming up in just a moment here on LI Sports Network. Just 15 minutes remain here in this one. Longwood, the 4-goal edge over Northport Huntington. They've led it all the way through. The last goal has been updated. It's official hat-trick goal for Ryan Fredrickson in his opening game with the Lions. He is currently their leading scorer as well, as that shot from on the top of the circle stopped by McCartney. Lamacchia, well, he's tied with Lamacchia, so Luke Lamacchia has 3 goals as well in 2 games played. Just the 1 game played for Fredrickson. And his 3. On the other side of the ice, Northport Huntington get their first 2 goals of the season. Those goals provided by Finn Reynolds and Andrew Kahn, and they'll look to those players. And Tisso's been very prominent as well offensively to try to kickstart a heroic third-period comeback. Quescu, very active on the blue line. Puck squirts by him onto the stick of Reynolds. Branno Lechmansky was forechecking him. Reynolds speeding up through the neutral zone into the O-zone goes Finn Reynolds. Still everything along to the outside, centering pass too far for Beal. Beal puts it right back through the slot. Nobody home. Too far for Quescu and for Finn Reynolds. Through the skates of Spradell. Low shot is stopped by the pad of McCartney. And they'll stop the clock with 13:29 as Gabe gives us a great view of the face-off dot in which we will see the puck being dropped to the left here of McCartney. Again, want to thank you for tuning in and listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Again, be sure to hit subscribe so you get notified for every single time we go live with your favorite team or teams, as well as following us on social media at LI Sports Network. Tons of great content going up there from all the leagues we cover, which of course includes the SCHSHL, but also some ACHA, M2, M3 with Farmingdale and Columbia, which we're tonight. We're going to be in, got a crew going out to the rink in Fordham. Columbia taking on Fordham. No. Farmingdale's going out to Fordham. My apologies. Columbia's playing Farmingdale in the, that's it. So Columbia, Farmingdale. Thank you, Gabe. My apologies. To both of those teams we cover. We don't cover Fordham. Not yet, anyway. Stumbling down to the ice, Fredrickson. He pops back up. Tim Crispin will send one horizontally across. Taken back over, John Lichmansky. Little dangle for Lichmansky, but ultimately stood up by Quescu. Now Crispin follows it up, jamming it wide of the net. Had a few attempts at it. Tiso to himself. And along that left wing side, that will spring forward Nick Tiso. Tiso, but again, great for poke check provided by Dylan. Taken back over by Reynolds. Low shot. Finds its way through to Sherman, and Sherman covers up. So Farmingdale, Columbia tonight. At the Hutch? What was it called? The Ice Hutch? The Ice Hutch. Which is where Fordham plays. So that's what it is. Okay. That threw me. That's where we got the Fordham from. Face off to the right of Sherman. 50-50 draw that gets kicked to the line. Not out. Good hustle to keep it in that time by Northport Huntington's Connor Fry. It does eventually come out of the zone. And here goes Booze. Booze with Nolfo. Nolfo, the wrist shot just wide. Blocker side. Good chance there for Nolfo. He's got a goal already in the game. I believe it's his first of the season. Yes, his first goal of the season. He got picked up an assist in the 7-0 victory in Game 1. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds. And a great stick from Brianna Lichmansky prevents Reynolds from cutting to the middle. Would have had a great look from there to make it 6-3 and pick up his second goal of the game. Lead pass for Cipriani. Too far for Booze. Picked back up by Quescu, who pitches it over to Beal. Trying to clear it. Lichmansky, Brianna keeps it in, walks, fires, right kick. Great pad save. Little kick from McCartney. And the puck comes out. Too far for Cipriani. Sent back in on goal. Sherman stops it, leaves it for Brianna Lichmansky. So we quickly approach 5 minutes gone by in this third period. 6-2 Longwood have the advantage over Northport Huntington. Beal, challenged by Lichmansky, all by himself, pokes it for nobody except for Cipriani, who fires a pass ahead just out of the reach of Renee and down for an icing against the Lions. With 10:06 left here in the final period of regulation. The Tigers trailing the Lions by 4. Dylan trying to flip it to the ref, could not. Currently the standings. Take a look at those. Our next break is that shot from the slot taken by Kahn. A nice glove save made by Sherman. So the freshman standings occupying the top position right now. Smithtown Red, 2-0. One of those wins coming in overtime. KPC have 20 goals forced and are also 2-0, but have 7 allowed. It's goals allowed that I believe is the tiebreaker right now, and just 2 goals allowed for Smithtown Freshman Red. East Islip also 2-0, have just 6 goals allowed. But this Longwood team looking to improve to 2-0 will only have 2 goals allowed if all things remain, and that'll tie them for first place with Smithtown Hauppauge Freshman Red if everything stays the same by the end of tonight. Crispin, Tim Crispin, centering pass too far. Chipped out of the zone by the Tigers. It will have a stoppage. It'll be a penalty. It's Fredrickson. His 3rd trip tonight to the box. He said, I had 3 goals now, and so I need 3 penalties to go along with my 3 goals, as I had 2 goals, 2 penalties. However, he gets a 4th, he is out of the game, so might want to score that 4th goal first. Face off to the right of Sherman. Controlled by Dillon through center. Tiso gets a piece of him. John Lechmansky. And now Crispin with Lechmansky. Crispin, wrister, blocker save made. And goes right onto the stick of Lechmansky. Chipped out of the zone by Tiso. It's not going to have enough for icing. Lamakia picks it up, comes behind his net. Tiso greets him there, nearly took it away. Dillon try to flip it out, and it will get past the stick of Quescu. Or pardon me, that wasn't Quescu. Quescu's back now as that pass across from Lechmansky couldn't be handled by Crispin. Here's Andrew Kahn. Good play made by Lamakia, and Lamakia with a pair of goals in the game from his defensive position, doing some gritty, hard work here on the PK, has it in the corner. Getting the forecheck going, killing precious time for Northport Huntington. Gets a pass out for Dillon, the shot deflects wide. Fired out by the Tigers. It'll roll all the way down and be an icing against Northport Huntington, so they really have not gotten anything going here on this power play. Power play that just has 32 seconds left on it. .32 seconds on the power play remain. 7:39, I'll add a second, left here in the 3rd period. It's been a quiet 3rd. In terms of goal scoring, we haven't had any. As we do approach the halfway point in just a moment, as we officially hit it with 7:30 left. Beal trying to establish the zone, cannot. That's due in large part to the forechecking of John Lechmansky. All the way down. Will McCartney come out to play it? He will not. Tigers send around. Spreadell can't get a piece of it. John Lechmansky drags, fires wide. Was trying to go short side. Had some room. Picked up by Guzzo. Puck rolls behind him. Flip back into the neutral zone. Picked up by John Lechmansky. Pauses, waits, centers one. It's taken away by Beal. Beal chipping it out for the moment. Again, we'll spin one down. We're back to even strength. Another penalty killed for Longwood. Beal trying to center one for Finn Reynolds. Could not. Puck battled for. Fredrickson down the left wing side. Fredrickson left the puck behind him. Picks it back up. takes a shot. Glove save made by McCartney. Cover up. 6:03 left here in the third. And coming up at the conclusion of this game, Smithtown Hauppauge versus Smithtown Hauppauge. That's right, red and blue taking aim at each other at the JV level. Directly following the conclusion of this game and the cleaning of the ice. Turnover, Andrew Kahn rips a shot from the high slot. Save made by Sherman. Got a piece of it with the glove, and his defense do a great job of clearing out any rebound opportunities. Down the wall, Lamakia pitches it off the wall. Briefly on the stick of Booz, now taken over. Carried on by Nolfo. Only as far as Caden Thomas Martin. Now a turnover. Chance, centering pass. Finn Reynolds partially blocked. He'll pitch one on. Save made. Rebound. Left pad save made by Sherman. And now a penalty. See if we get this save. Yes, we will. Watch the left pad save in traffic there. And then there's your penalty. So we got both on that replay. Longwood lead it 2-0. Another power play, though, for Northport Huntington. They really couldn't get anything going on their last one. So 2 minutes back up on the board. 5:16 left here in the game. Quick shot off the draw, wide. Fired off the high glass and out by the Lions. Quescu first on it. Nolfo, good aggressive forecheck on the PK. Thomas Martin. Tiso had a hard time controlling it, and now Quescu into the zone. Gets around a few Lions, but left the puck behind him in the near corner. And sent right into the stands next to me. Look out! That's the closest the puck has ever gotten to me. It skidded through the feet of some parents. They're laughing, though. And no one's hurt. Everyone's okay. Face off to the left now of Sherman. Off the draw, shot by Tiso is stopped by Sherman. Sherman, who's really has done a great job this game of limiting the second chance opportunities for the Tigers. He, along with his defense, have done an excellent job of just that. Face off up for grabs. Tiso will take it. Tiso trying to go to the backhand. Cipriani there. Fires it off the wall and it will come out. Quescu for Reynolds. As the Tigers touch up. Lost it in the feet. And now Nolfo takes a bump from behind from Caden Thomas Martin. And then going down to the ice was Dillon, but still trying to make a play on it. Brian Dillon. Reynolds. A little shake and bake, but staying right with him was Booz. Cipriani will backhand one. And Dillon stick handling his way out of trouble. Nearly got run into by Thomas Martin. Nolfo. And there's Quescu. See if Northport Huntington can reestablish the zone here. Trying to chip it to himself along the far wall was Tiso. Taken away, though, by the Lions. Brian Dillon doing so, and Booz will wrap it around the boards. And just 17 seconds remain of power play time. I'm a little bit ahead of the game here for Northport Huntington, as lack of offense continues to be a talking point in their season thus far. The 2 goals they scored tonight, the only 2. Tiso enters the zone with a sense of authority. Well, Amakia with him step for step as he's come out of the box. Tiso on the far wall, unable to generate much of anything. And now Nolfo speeds past the defender. Nolfo trying to stay with it. Gets a shot through and a save made by McCartney. who does cover up, and now a little bit of extracurricular activity taking place in front of the Tiger netminder McCartney. 2:42 left here in the third. Listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Gabe DeCurry taking you through this one. And a batted puck goes wide. This is Gabe's camera debut for Suffolk, for us here for LI Sports Network in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Thought he's done a great job. And shot score! Another goal for Longwood here late in the third. And I think it was Brianna Lechmansky who fired this puck in, and if so, it would be her first goal of the season. Believe it was. So 7-2 Longwood by virtue of, I believe, the Brianna Lechmansky goal. It is. John Lechmansky picking up an assist, as well as Tim Crispin. And no shortage of assists there. Here is Tim Crispin. Tries to center one for Fredrickson. Already has 3 here on the night. Taken away, and still a lot of speed from Quescu late in this game. Quescu shot, or left pad stop made by Sherman. Cipriani along the near side. Caden Thomas Martin keeping in. His wrist shot, though, blocked by Lechmansky. Fredrickson to John Lechmansky. Quescu speeding up and will fire it away from John Lechmansky. The assist for John Lechmansky, I believe, is his first of the season. It is not. It's his second. It is the first assist of the season for Crispin. As that shot goes wide. Into the neutral zone. Does Reynolds have enough speed on it to beat Cipriani? He does. Reynolds. Oh, he fanned on the shot. As we're in the final minute. 7-2 Longwood, and Finn Reynolds nearly had goal number 2 on a great effort to muscle the puck away from Cipriani. Long shot finds its way into the glove of McCartney. So full control here for Longwood. They will improve to 2-0 on the year. Northport Huntington will drop to 0-2. And the Tigers at least have 2 goals up on the board as opposed to a 7-0 shutout, which was their fate in their first game. So they're building towards something there. Shot off the draw wide. Some good goaltending from Sherman as well, keeping that number down for Northport Huntington. Another shot stopped by McCartney. Longwood not giving in just yet, despite the 5-goal advantage. Tiso through center. Again, a goal for Northport Huntington will ensure that Longwood do not take second, or at least first place. They will ensure second place for Longwood at the conclusion of this game. But that is where they're going. That's first place for the Longwood Lions after 2 games in the freshman division, as they take this one over Northport Huntington by a final score of 7-2. And a slide there from Renee as they greet the goaltender, Sherman, who was excellent here tonight. But that's your final as we get the, there it is, 7-2 Longwood over Northport Huntington in game number 1 on tonight on the schedule. Smithtown Hauppauge red, Smithtown Hauppauge blue coming up right after this. But for now, in this game, that is all. Thank you so much for tuning into the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. From Gabe DeCurry, our cameraman to my left, I'm Ryan Brannigan, saying so long and good night from us here at the rinks.